So we talked about this last time. You can also ask a person, you can say, where would you like to go? Where would you like to go? And, you know,
السلام عليكم.
Alaikum salam. Hi, Najat. How are you today?
Good, alhamdulillah. And you?
I'm okay, thanks. I'm okay. We're just having a little revision. I was talking about some of the things we covered in our last lesson when we talked about the two parks. We talked about Chessington. Here's Chessington. You can see animals. You can see a gorilla family here in this park. You can also take a ride, go on a very interesting ride. You can also have Mexican food. There are many activities here in Chessington. We talked about some of them. And we also talked about the activities in the other park, which is Regent's Park. It's another park in London. And there are so many activities you can do there. You know, you can listen to live music. There's an open air theater. You can go to the theater if you like theater. There's a bike ride, so you can go all around London on a bike. And if you enjoy, you know, watching birds, there are also guided bird walks. So there's like a tour guide or a bird expert, and he takes people around and shows them, you know, different types of birds. So we talked about this. And we also talked about how to ask people what they want to do. Of course, the easiest way to ask someone is just tell them, what do you want to do? Right? This is I think this is the easiest way to ask your friend, or maybe your co-worker, maybe your brother, your sister, anybody. Just tell them, what do you want to do tomorrow? What do you want to do next week? What do you want to do after lunch? What do you want to do after the lesson, right? And when you answer, just say, I want to anything. I want to have dinner. I want to go to sleep. I want to play video games. I want to do my homework. And this is the easiest way. But there are also other ways to ask people what they want to do. You can also say, where would you like to go? You don't have to say go, of course, but where would you, with where, of course, we have to say go, because where is for places. Where would you like to go? For example, if you ask about places, if you want to know where your friend wants to go. Walaikum salam.
How are you?
How are you today?
I'm fine, and you?
Alhamdulillah, good. So you can say, where would you like to go? And you can answer, I'd like to go to a cafe. I'd like to go to a restaurant. I'd like to go. You can just say anywhere you want to go. And another question with a yes/no question is, do you want to go to the beach? Do you want to go to a cafe? So all of these questions are useful if you want to ask your friend or maybe a relative or someone what they want to do. And we agreed that would like is the same meaning as want, but would like is, you know, a little more polite.
Polite.
Yeah. So maybe with your boss, or maybe with someone who works with you, or someone you don't know, maybe it's better to use would like, right? It's more polite. But if you're talking to your friend, I think, or maybe your brother or sister or someone, you could just use want. So we talked about this in our last lesson. In today's lesson, we are going to talk a little more about can and can't, and we'll talk a little bit about question words. So the topic is come to the wedding. All right, so this is, I think, a common topic here in Libya. So here we have some questions. Okay, so I'm going to ask Samiha first. When did you last go to a wedding, Samiha? When was the last time you went to a wedding?
It was I think it was last year in September, I think.
Okay, so it's a long time ago, right?
Yes.
And where was this wedding?
Where was?
Where was it?
As a place or as a town?
Place or town, any location related to it.
In Hoon.
In Hoon, okay. And whose wedding was it?
She was my cousin.
Okay.
Yes.
She's not your cousin anymore?
What?
She's not your cousin anymore?
No.
But why did you say was? She was my cousin.
My cousin. Just my cousin.
She's still your cousin. She's your cousin still, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because in English, usually when you say she was my cousin, it means she died. Do you get the idea? So we only use was for people if they're not alive anymore, right? So if they say he was my friend, or maybe he's not your friend anymore. He's dead or not your friend, one of them. Okay, so she's your cousin. And how many people came to the wedding? How many people were there?
I don't know, but a lot of people. I think more than 100.
More than 100. All right.
Of course.
Okay, so this is about weddings in general. Let's see, Kilani. What about you, Kilani? When was the last wedding you went to?
My wedding 4 years ago.
4 years ago.
Yes.
Okay. Do you still remember it? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Where was the wedding?
And Mizda.
In Mizda. Okay. And whose wedding was it?
And my aunt.
Your aunt's wedding. Okay.
Yes.
How many people were there?
More than 1,000.
More than 1,000 people.
I don't know.
But a lot, you mean?
A lot, yes.
Okay, tell me something the best thing about this wedding, the thing you liked most about this wedding, and the thing you didn't like. Tell me one thing you liked about the wedding and one thing you didn't like about the wedding.
I like it.
You liked the food?
Food.
Uh-huh.
I like لما تقول هيك يعني تجمع واحد.
I liked meeting people.
Yes, I like meeting.
Yeah, seeing people together.
Yes.
Okay, what about something you didn't like?
I don't like. No, it's okay.
You liked everything?
Everything, yes.
Nice. That's nice. Okay. Let's see someone else's. Hannah, are you there?
Yes.
Hi, how are you today, Hannah? Can you hear us?
Yes, I am here.
Okay. Here we have some wedding questions. When was the last time you went to a wedding?
About 1 year ago.
1 year ago. And where was the wedding?
In Benghazi.
Okay. Whose wedding was it?
My friend.
Your friend's wedding. Do you know how many people were there at the wedding?
About 5,000.
5,000?
Yes.
Maybe you mean 500? 5,000 or 500?
1,000.
5,000? You mean three zeros?
No, 20.
Okay. 2 zeros, 500. Because if 5,000,
okay,
maybe if your friend,
okay.
Yeah, if your friend is a Saudi princess, maybe 5,000 is okay. But I think for Libyans, maybe 500 is even 500 is a lot, by the way, right?
Right.
Yeah, I think it's a lot. And tell me something the best thing about the wedding, in your opinion, and something you didn't like about the wedding. Your favorite thing. What's your favorite?
I'd like food.
You liked the food.
And music.
You also liked the music.
A dress for my friend.
The wedding dress, your friend's wedding dress, you also liked it? Okay.
Dress.
What about something you didn't like from the wedding? Is there anything you didn't like?
The music very noisy. عالي شو نقولها
Loud.
Loud.
So the problem was that the music was too loud. Too loud. Okay, I think that's a problem. Okay. So here, of course, this question is mainly about weddings. So the topic, the whole topic is going to be about weddings now. So let's go to number 2. Okay, let's read the first email. It says read email 1 and then tick the correct sentences. So we're going to read the first email together. This email, yeah, this one. So I'd like you to read this email first, and then we will check the answers, okay? So take a minute or two, just read the email. And after that, when you finish, just tell me you finished, and we can do exercise 2, okay?
Okay, I finish it.
Okay, has everyone finished reading the email?
No, still.
Okay. Only the first email, not both of them, just email 1. Okay?
Okay.
All right, now,
Okay.
Okay, so Najat, would you like to read read number 1 here?
Okay, Phil can go to the wedding.
Is this
Yes.
true? It's true,
Yes,
you think? Okay.
Yeah.
What about the second one, Najat? You can read the second one.
The wedding is in England.
What do you think, true or false?
False.
In Canada, I think.
False.
False.
Okay.
In Canada.
All right. Rashid, what about number 3 and 4?
He can only stay for 3 days. False.
It's false?
3 weeks.
He can stay for 4 weeks, 3 weeks?
Yes.
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Where does it say he can stay for 3 weeks? I think I
So I
didn't.
can stay in Canada for 3 weeks. Yes.
He can only stay
So
for.
he is on holiday.
It says he can only stay. But what does it say in the question?
Oh.
It says he can stay for 3 days.
Uh-huh. Ah, yes.
So
Yes.
true or false?
False.
Rashid?
False.
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 Yeah, it's false. Yeah. Did you say false in the beginning or did you say true in the beginning?
False.
I say false.
Okay. So you're right. From the beginning, you're right. Okay, and the last one, Rashid, he wants to travel around by motorbike. What do you think of
Yes,
this?
true.
It's true?
True.
Yeah, I think it's true. Okay. So this is the first email. So this is Phil's email. He sent it to his aunt and uncle. Okay, so this is we read Phil's email. Now let's read the reply. Let's check email number 2. Let's read the reply, and then we can do the questions. Okay, so take a few minutes. Read email number 2. I think his aunt likes to talk. She talks a lot.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, I'll finish.
Okay. All right, so let's check the answers. Okay, so Semiha, you can read number 1 and 2.
How many weeks can Phil stay with Elena? He can stay for 3 weeks. No, 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Okay, does it say 2 weeks?
No, but she said
Yes, true.
first week was
Yes,
she
because
can't stay.
yeah,
He
because
can't
Canada
stay with them.
the first week.
correct, and his holiday is 3 weeks, right?
3 weeks.
Correct.
Did Elena rent a motorbike for Phil? Yes. Yes.
She did?
Yes, she did.
Are you sure?
Yes.
No, you can rent one.
Did Elena rent a motorbike for Phil? No. No,
Yes.
she sent to him a list of companies, and then he will email them and rent by himself.
Exactly. That's right. Yes. Okay. Kilani, what about number 3 and 4?
Is it easy to get to Elaine's room? Yes.
And number 4?
Does Uncle Jeff always work in Canada? No. Even in London.
Yeah, he also works in London. Yeah.
England, yes.
In England. Okay, that's correct. Okay, so in these 2 emails, there is lots of information. So this is Phil's email to his aunt Ellen and Philip. Sorry, his aunt Ellen and Uncle Jeff. Okay, so in the next part here in exercise 4, we're going to work a little bit with verb collocations. Okay, so verb collocation is an important topic in English. And verb collocations, it means putting a verb with a noun. This is the idea. So it's like putting them together. Some verbs, they go with some nouns, but some verbs, they don't go with some nouns. This is the idea. Whenever you think of verb collocations, always think of the verb. I like to use the example have. Have lunch, have dinner, have a cup of coffee, have tea, have a shower. In Arabic, we don't use it like this, right? We don't use have for any of these things, but in English we do. So this is a verb collocation. In English, they like to use have with these activities. So it's better to say have coffee than drink coffee. It's better to say have a sandwich than eat a sandwich or eat breakfast, right? This is just an example. So here we have the same thing. It says, read the emails again. So we're going to read email number 1 and email number 2. We're going to read them again. And it says, find 2 more words or phrases that go with these verbs. So how many verbs do we have here?
4.
4. So we have 4 verbs. We have book, rent, get, stay. So these are the 4 verbs. So we're going to read the 2 emails and we want to find words or maybe phrases that work or that fit and go together with these 4 verbs. Okay, so let's go to email number 1 and let's find. So remember, we want to find words which go with book, rent, get, stay. So, all right. So whenever you see, let me check the verbs again. Book, rent, get, stay. Whenever we find them, let's underline these verbs, okay? Get, rent, book, stay.
Booked my flight.
Okay, so this is the first booked.
Stay with you.
Okay, this is another stay.
Stay in a hotel.
Stay in a hotel.
Another stay.
Rent a motorbike.
Rent. Okay.
Rent a car.
Rent a car. Do we have get?
Get to your place.
Right. Okay. So we found rent a bike, rent a motorbike, rent a car, and we found book a flight, stay with you. Okay, let's see.
What's mean book it?
Book. A book is when you, for example, if you want to buy a ticket, you have to, usually you book it first. It means you write your name, so they save, it's like saving your seat. Do you get the idea? You book it.
Yes.
So after that, you'll say, this is my seat. And they'll tell you, we can only book it for 24 hours, usually. That's what they say here in Libya, I think. if you go to a travel agency and you say, I want to book a flight to Istanbul, they'll tell you, okay, passport number, blah, blah, blah. They take information. They tell you, okay, you have only 24 hours and you have to pay. You have to buy the ticket. Otherwise, you will lose your booking, right? So what's in Arabic, as Rashid? What does it mean, booking?
تأشيرة.
That's visa. تأشيرة, visa. Booking, we also book.
حجز يعني.
حجز, yes. We have visa, تأشيرة, tickets, التذاكر. Booking, we can use it for hotel rooms. We can use it for flights. I think for flights and hotel rooms. What else do we book? Do we book anything else? No, I think only flights and hotel rooms. I think we book them. Okay, do you get the idea, Rashid?
Yes, yes.
Okay. All right. So let's write the new phrases we found. So we have شنو هم الحاجات اللي طلعناها؟ Stay in hotel. Stay with you. Stay with you. Stay in a hotel. Right? In a hotel. And rent a motorbike or rent
A car.
a car. Correct. And get into your place.
Yes.
That's it. Okay, let's find the other words in the second email. Let's look for the verbs. So let's start from the beginning. You can't stay
With us.
Oops, where did the answers disappear? Oops. Let's return the answers. Okay. And let's remove these. All right, so the first one, stay with us, right? Because I can book. What did we use with book here? Book?
A hotel room.
Yes, book a hotel room.
Stay with us.
Stay with us. Rent.
Rent a motorbike.
Rent motorbikes. Correct. Get to our place. Correct. We have another get.
Get a taxi.
Get a taxi.
Taxi.
Another get.
Get a bus.
Get a bus.
Get a bus. Book another book.
Book a table.
Yeah, I forgot about tables. Correct.
At favorite restaurant.
Yeah. We have another rent.
Rent an apartment
Apart.
in North London.
Yeah. All right, let's write some of these answers. So, so you book a flight, you book a hotel, and you book a table, right?
Yes.
And you rent a motorbike, you rent a car, and you rent, what do you rent? An apartment. Correct. And what about get? What do we get?
Get a taxi.
Taxi or bus.
Correct.
Get a bus.
Mhm.
Get our place.
Correct. And what about stay?
Stay with us.
Mhm.
Stay with us.
Correct. Stay in a hotel or stay. I think there's another stay in the first email, maybe.
Yeah.
Let's see the other stay number 3. Stay in a hotel. Stay with you. Stay with you. Stay in a hotel. I think there's another stay. Stay with you. Stay with us. There should be another stay. There is another one. You can't stay with us. Maybe negative, right? Can you see it? I think
Yes.
one of them is
Yes.
positive and one of them is negative. The first one is negative. I'm afraid you can't stay with us. It's negative. But then after it, after 2 sentences, she said, you can stay with us for the rest of the holiday after they leave. So maybe we can say stay with us. It's repeated. Let's write it. Stay with us. Let me check one last time just to see if we didn't forget about any stay. Stay in Canada. Can you see it? In the beginning,
Yes.
the first email.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I can stay in Canada. So I think this is the answer we want, not the negative one. Okay, very good. So stay in Canada. Now we found all the phrases. All right. Now let's think of 2 words or phrases that go with these verbs. So we want to do the same thing, not from the email, but we want to think ourselves of words, nouns, or phrases which go with these 5 verbs. All right, so let's start with Najat. Najat, can you think of any phrase which goes with the verb play? Anything that goes with play?
With the play. Play with my children.
Play with my children, that's correct. Another play?
Play games.
Play games, correct. Can you think of something else with play?
Play with the others.
Okay, we can also play sport, right? Like football, all kinds of team sports or sports with a ball. We use the verb play. So we play tennis, we play basketball, we play golf, we play volleyball, we play football, we play rugby, we play snooker.
Music.
We play music, very good. Also instruments. We play the piano, play the guitar, play the violin, play the flute, play the saxophone. So play is a common verb, right? We use it in many things. All right, nice, Najat. What about have, Hanan? Can you think of examples with have? Have is also very common. It's a very common verb.
Have a lunch with my family.
Have lunch, correct? Right? Another example?
Have a drink.
Have dinner.
Have a drink.
Have a drink, correct?
Have a drink.
Yes.
Have a drink with my family.
Yes. What else?
Have a lunch.
Yes, for all meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and snacks, we use have. Have breakfast, have lunch, have dinner, have a snack, have tea, have coffee, have a drink, have a break. We also say have a break, right? We also say
Have a nice time.
Have a nice time, have a nice day, have a shower. Okay, very good. What about the verb write, Rashid? What are some of the things we use with write?
Write homeworks.
Write homework. But there's another verb that is better for homework, better than write in English. What is it?
Do.
Very good. Excellent, Rashid. Yes. رغم ان احنا بالمنطق المفروض write هي لان احنا نستعمل في write، لكن في الانجليزيه عاده نحطه في do homework هم اللي يستعمل فيها اكثر. Very good. So what can we write؟ حاجات اللي تمشي ب write.
I don't know how to say it in English.
Okay, what is it in Arabic?
المحتاجات متاع الحوش.
Write a list. Shopping. Write a shopping list. You mean?
Yes.
Right? If you go shopping, you should write a shopping list with things that you need to buy for the house, for your home, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. Write a shopping list. What else? What's this in front of you here?
Screen.
Write an email.
Yeah? Rashid?
Write a
What do you see on the screen?
Email.
An email, right? So you can write
Yes.
write an email. You can also write a letter. You know, normal letter, the old traditional mail post in the post mail, and just send it. I don't think anybody uses it anymore. But you can write a letter. You can write a message, an SMS, right? You can write
Yes.
an SMS. You can write a story. You can write a story. You can write a novel. What else can we write?
Prescription.
Write a prescription, correct? If you're a doctor, you would write a prescription. That's correct.
Note.
Sorry?
No.
Hannah?
No.
Write note.
Write a note. Did you say write a note?
Yes.
Yeah, you can write a note. That's correct. To remind yourself, باش تذكري نفسك, you can write a note and maybe stick it somewhere where you
Can we say write to her, to
Yes,
him,
correct.
to us?
Yes, write to him. I'm going to write to her. You can
Write down.
Write idea.
write ideas, write down your ideas, correct?
Yes.
Write down, it means bring a paper and write it down.
Yes.
You have to write it down. Okay, so what about go, Kinani? Can you think of things we use with go?
Yes. Go out.
Go out is correct.
Go shopping.
Correct.
Go swimming.
Yes.
Go to Libya.
Go to a place, yeah. Go to Libya, go to Egypt, go to Italy,
Yes.
correct? Go to a country, all right?
Go to the country.
Go to school, any place. You can go to any place.
Go to place. Yeah.
Yeah. We can also say, we also sometimes use go in expressions like go crazy. He went crazy, all right?
Yes.
لو ندعو على حد هبل نقوله he went crazy in English. They usually use go with it. So he went crazy. And of course, you change it to the past when you tell the story. Like no, في الأصل can't go. To go crazy, to go insane. It's the same thing. To lose your mind. It means to lose your mind. Go crazy. Go insane. Of course, اللي قلتهم كلهم صح. أي نشاط with ing, Kilani. Any activity with ing, we use go, like you said.
Yeah.
Go shopping, go swimming, go camping, go hiking, go skiing, you know.
Yes.
Go scuba diving.
Go holiday.
Go on holiday. Very good. Go on holiday. Correct.
On holiday, yes.
Yeah, that's correct. Go on holiday. You can also say go on vacation. It's the same meaning. Go on holiday, go on vacation. Okay.
Go wedding.
Go to a wedding.
To wedding.
Yeah, so you can also use go for events. Go to a wedding. Go to a meeting. Go to a conference. Go to an appointment. I went to an. I don't think we use appointment. Sorry. I think have an appointment. Appointment.
What means?
Appointment, for example, if you have to visit the doctor, maybe, or the dentist. So you say, maybe your friend asks you, do you want to go out this afternoon? You say, sorry, I have a doctor's appointment, or I have a dentist's appointment, right?
Yes,
means you have to check the dentist or check the doctor. All right. Okay. Now, what about study, Samiha? Can you think of examples with study?
Study. Study a book.
Actual books, we don't use study.
Read a book.
Yeah.
Study medicine.
Study mathematics.
Yes, good. You can study subjects. Very good. Study medicine, study mathematics, study physics, right? You can say study English.
Hard.
Study hard. Very good. This is an adverb. Study is the verb. Hard is the adverb.
Hardly.
Okay. You reminded me of something. Okay, now what's the difference between these two? Yeah. I'm going to use you in the example, Najat. What is it the same meaning, or is there a difference? And if there's a difference, what's the difference?
Different.
How? Why?
Different.
What's different?
Study is hard. May make
adjective and
make.
The first one.
adverb and adjective.
For the meaning, doctor, you ask.
Yes, the meaning, especially the meaning.
Study is hard.
لولا معناها
make an effort for study. But second, I think the study is very hard. It's difficult.
Okay, let me think of another example.
the verb.
I'm thinking of another one.
That's hard study.
Okay.
It's very hard.
Okay, so Samiha said the first one means that Najat puts a lot of effort. Okay, this is the meaning. Put a lot of effort, it means you try a lot. She studies in a very good way, right? This is what he means, Samiha.
Yes.
And you're right. So this is the meaning. If we say Najat studies hard, let's talk about the meaning first before we talk about the grammar. Let's discuss meaning. Meaning, number one, correct, Samiha. It means Najat studies a lot. Najat puts a lot of effort. Najat is serious when she studies. This is the meaning of studies hard. تدرس بجدية. studies hard تدرس بجدية. Now what about the second one? نجاة hardly studies. وعادة يزيدوا في hardly دي ما عادة يزيدوا معها هي.
hardly even.
ever.
في العادة معها ever.
often to study or يعني قاعدة ما بدتش يعني.
Not exactly.
معناها هي ديما هيك قريت ديما هيك تدرس.
Let's see other opinions. Hannah, what do you think about number 2? Najat hardly ever studies. What do you think, Hannah? Can you guess? معانا هنا تسمعي فينا. I think she can't hear us.
She
Rashid,
doesn't study yet.
Yes.
what do you think about number 2? Najat hardly ever studies.
I think Najat playing a lot, and she
Okay.
قاعدة ما بدتش تقرأ.
Playing a lot
and she forgets she's her homeworks.
correct. صح Rashid. What Rashid said is correct. When we say Najat hardly ever studies, زي ما قال راشد مش لاهية بقرايتها أصلا تلعب ولا مش عارف شو تدير ولا فايتة واجبها وفايتة قرايتها. Hardly ever studies is actually the opposite of studies hard. Hardly ever studies يعني الترجمة الحرفية بتكون نجاة بالكاد تدرس أي شيء بالكاد تدرس. Hardly ever is like rarely. It's the same meaning. نجاة rarely studies. مرة في الشهر. You get the idea? So it's very different when you say hardly.
Opposite, I think.
Opposite بالضبط. رقم 1 و 2 في حقيقتهم هم opposites. They have the opposite meaning. So hardly is not the same meaning as hard. So hardly we use it بمعنى بالكاد. مثلا if a teacher is asking his friend مثلا زوج مدرسين يشتغلوا في نفس المدرسة and maybe they're asking about a student in their class. واحد مثلا مدرس رياضيات والثاني إنجليزي مثلا. One of them says, have you seen Fatima? And the other one, you say, hardly ever. She hardly ever comes. She's always absent. She hardly ever comes to school. He hardly ever does his homework. It means usually he doesn't do his homework. So this is the meaning of hardly or hardly ever. Okay, what about number 3?
Has a hard exam or have
correct, Kirani, yes. It means that the things she's studying, the subjects are hard, right? Hard exams,
hard, yes.
hard subjects, hard studies in general. عندها مواد صعبة, عندها دراسات صعبة, عندها, something like this. And the last one, studying with Najat is hard. What does this mean?
When Dr. Sue asks you something, Najat will answer.
Yes, maybe.
So difficult.
No, here it doesn't mean even with her friends, because some friends, I don't know, maybe in university you have friends which are fun to go out with and play with, but they're not fun to study with, right? And you have friends which are good to study with. Maybe they're good friends in exams only because you can study with them. But after the exams, they are boring people. You don't need them anymore. Do you have any of these friends? Who's still in university, by the way? I think Rashid and Kilani, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Rashid, do you study alone or do you sometimes study with a friend?
Alone.
Usually alone. What about you, Abdurrahman?
Yes.
Do you always study alone or sometimes with friends?
I like study a lot.
Okay.
But because when I study with the friends, we talk a lot and we just eat.
Eat and talk.
Talk, yes.
Yeah. But you're studying medicine, right, Abdurrahman?
Yes.
Yes, usually medical
Yes.
students, they like to study together, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. What about you,
لما
Samir?
يقرا كل واحد بيروح يقرا لكن انت مع بعض ما عادش نقرا.
Yeah. That's sometimes true, yes. What about you, Samiha? Do you have friends who you
Yes.
study with? Only for study when you were in university?
I was in the dorm, and we are also studies together.
So it's not optional. You have to study together because you're living together, right?
Living together should be studying at the same time and together.
I see.
But I
Okay.
like it. It's not
It worked well with you, right?
very well.
That's good. And what about you, Najat? Did you study alone? Did you study with friends? Or did you mix?
Have a discussion and some opinion from my.
I mean, when you were a student in university.
Yes, I have friends. Yes.
Okay. So studying with you is not hard. This is not true.
Before, yes. Now I'm very hard. Very tough.
So it's true now. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So here I just wanted the number 3 and 4, not very important, but the biggest. I think my point was here, number 1 and 2. The difference between hard and hardly ever, it's opposite usually. Okay, so study, you can say study hard. You can also say hardly ever studies. You can also use it with a different meaning. Study mathematics, study medicine, study law, study alone, study with friends. So you can use study in many different ways. اوكي يعني رقم 4 باختصار مجرد يعطوكم ينموا لكم في خيالكم شويه في قصه الverbs and how you can use them with many other words. This is the idea. And sometimes yes,
Any verb with words we again I can't understand the idea of this.
Okay. The idea of verb collocations here. يعني
verb with the word.
with noun.
With a noun or a phrase. The idea of verbs طريقة استعمالهم الطبيعي ديما هيمشي معاهم يا إما noun يا إما phrase يا إما adverb. ما فيش غير 3 الاحتمالات هذول. So for example, the word let's say have عندها استعمالات معينة ما نقدروش نستعملوا have football ولا have مثلا you know have exercise. ما تمشيش ما تركبش. collocation معناها تركب زي الفك والتركيب زي البازلز. You get the idea. يعني have ما تمشيلكش إلا have a break, have lunch, have عندها اللي هي الأشياء اللي يمشوا معها. nouns or حتى phrases مش شرط مش بالضرورة noun. nouns واحدة من الأشياء. have a lot of money for example هذه تعتبر phrase مش noun. لو قلتي have money بس تعتبر noun. لكن هم قصدهم أن يبقوا يعرفون كل verb شنو الأشياء اللي تمشي معها. This is the idea. So that's why when we used book, they wanted us to check all the different ways we can use book. So you can book a flight, you can book a hotel, and you can also book a table in a restaurant. So you can use book in 3 different ways in this lesson. You get the idea? Same thing with rent.
Yes.
You can rent a bike, rent a car, rent an apartment. You can rent, what else can you rent? In Libya, you can rent chairs for a wedding, right? So all of this is rent. Get, Get is also a very interesting verb. You can use it in many different ways. Get here on time, to get there on time, to get lost, right? So you can use get in different ways. Okay, is it clear, Samiha? Do you get the idea? Verb collocations?
Yes. Yes.
All right, okay. So now let's check our next exercise, number 5. Work in pairs, take turns. I think we did enough of this. Book a flight. Let's do number 6, is better. Here we want to use some of the verbs. We want to use them to complete the gaps. So in this exercise, we have 4 verbs. We have book, we have rent, and we have get, and stay. So we have 4 different verbs, okay? And we want to use them to complete these 8 sentences. Okay, so take a minute or two, and complete all of these, and then we'll check them together, okay? So finish them first, and then we'll do them together, and we can do them as a conversation. One of you will ask someone else. Also very important, keep in mind that some of them here, some of the sentences, some of them are in the past, right?
Yes.
And what do we do if it's in the past? You have to change the verb, change it to the past, right?
Okay.
Finish.
Okay. Did you all finish?
Yes.
Yes. Jad finished. Hannah, did you finish? Okay, I think everybody finished. All right, so let's start. Let's have these questions as a conversation. Okay, Najat, you can ask these 8 questions to Rashid, and then he will answer you. Then maybe someone else can ask these questions. Okay, you can start from number 1, yes.
When was the last time you stayed with a friend?
Before coronavirus.
Before the pandemic.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you rent your home or did you buy it?
I buy it.
In the past? Yes, excellent. I bought it. Very good.
How do you get to your English class?
Yes, how do you get to your English class, Rashid? Very good question.
How do you know it? Correct, sir.
No, get is the right verb. How do you get?
The meaning.
What's the question?
I think.
What's your question, Ajat? I didn't hear your question.
The meaning, because he didn't answer.
But what did you say the meaning is?
The way how by the Facebook or by.
Here, I think the meaning is how do you arrive?
Right, yes.
Do you get the idea? Because this book was written before, I think, before online lessons, before Corona. So people had to go to class. You had to go to school, right? You had to physically go. So, Rashid, you can just say, if we're talking about this class, you can say, how do you get to your English class? You can just say, I go online. That's it, right?
Okay.
Yeah, because you don't need to leave home for an online class, right? You can just study at home, but you need to go online, of course. You can't study if you're not online. All right, so number 4, Najat.
Do you ever rent a taxi home after class?
Yes.
Okay, is rent the right verb here?
Get.
Do we rent a taxi or do we get a taxi?
Get.
Get a taxi.
You can rent a taxi, I think. لكن مش بالسياق هذا إلا لو بتخدم بها يعني, right? Maybe you rent it from a taxi company and you work as a driver.
Book a taxi home after class.
I think get is better. Book بصفة عامة ديما يستعمل فيها الأشياء اللي مازال ما موعدها, يعني للحجز اللي قبل الموعد, الأشياء اللي مازال ما مش موعدها, زي مثلا dinner at a restaurant next week, for example. If it's a big restaurant or a famous restaurant, you have to book to get a table. Otherwise, it will be full. You get the idea?
Yes.
Don't use it for a taxi.
Sorry?
Don't use it for a taxi.
No, not for a taxi. No. You can say get. Get is better.
Where was the last hotel you stayed in?
That was before 4 years in Tunis.
Okay, in Tunisia.
Do you ever book flights on the internet?
No.
Okay. No, I don't.
How much is it to rent a car in your town or city? Or to get? We can use both.
Here, book is better.
Get. No, about number 7.
Yeah.
How much is it to rent or get a car in your town? Get.
I think
Get.
no. Rent is the right one. Rent is correct. Here, get. The problem with the verb get is when you translate it, it depends on where you use it. ليش ترجمة واحدة منهم يتحصل لكن لها معاني ثانية.
I have a car. I get it.
No, you can, in this example, number 7, you can either say buy or rent, because the question starts with how much it is. How much is it to buy a car? How much is it to rent a car? You get the idea?
Okay. Do you need to book a table at your favorite restaurant?
No, I don't.
You go straight forward.
Yeah, I think here in Libya we don't have booking in most restaurants. What about car rent, Rush? Do you know how much it is to rent a car in Tripoli?
No, I don't know.
Yeah, me either. I don't know either. Okay,
I
okay,
think,
very nice.
Are just for traveling.
How much is it? You mean here in Tripoli or when you travel abroad?
Yes, rent a car for traveling from the town.
I see.
400, I think, or 500.
And per day, is it per day? Is this, I mean, 400, is it for one day?
Maybe, I think that.
I don't think so. I think that's too much.
If the car it's so nice, you have to.
If it's a Mercedes, maybe. But I think 400 is a bit too much, especially here in Libya. Nobody will pay 400.
Not too much, doctor.
Not too much?
I think.
From Garian to Tripoli, maybe 40.
40 dinars.
Okay, doctor.
Yes.
Rent means take it and use it for a lot of days.
Yes, this is the meaning of rent.
I think you.
But rent can be also for one day. مرات الإيجار هم يحسبوا فيه باليوم rent. So when I asked you 400 per day, is it for one day 400? I think it's too much if it's one day only.
If for using a lot of days, it's too much. But if just for travel, I think it's good price.
But how many days? هم ما يحسبوش فيها travel أو محلي، هم يحسبوا الأيام عادة.
You travel by the travel with صاحب السيارة، يعني شنو يقولون.
but هذا with the driver.
Yes.
Okay. No هنا قصة مختلفة طبعا. You rent a driver. هنا معناه أنت مستأجر السواق نفسه سيارته. Okay, now this is very different. So 400 per day is maybe okay. يعني لو بيقعد هو عليك أنت بس، يعني بيخدم عليك أنت بس. Yes, maybe. But because in Europe, and usually in the UK, I remember with car rent, because the company, most car renting companies are big, so they have branches in different cities. Okay, so for example, they have a branch in London and they have another branch in Manchester. And so if I, for example, rent the car, in the contract or in the, when I sign the papers, when I take it, I agree, for example, to rent the car for a week, and then I can go wherever I want with the car, anywhere I want, and I don't have to bring it back to London. I can put it in any dealership. Do you get the idea? Any branch of the company anywhere in the UK. Even in Europe, I mean, most of these big companies for cars, you can take it from London, you can go around Europe, and you can drop it in Rome or Madrid or Paris, anywhere. And but there's no driver, of course. It's just a car. Okay. But with the driver, I understand this. I think, of course, it will be a lot more expensive if you also have a driver. So maybe 400 dinars it's about it, I think. Okay, let's give the chance for someone else. Hana, are you there? Can you hear us, Hana? Hana's not here. Okay, this means Kilani and Samiha, okay? So Kilani, you can ask Samiha these questions and let's see her answers. Let's see what she has to say.
When was the last time you stayed with the friend?
It was last night.
Do you rent your home or did you buy it?
I bought it.
How do you get to your English class?
I get online.
Do you ever get a taxi home after the class?
No, I don't.
Where was the last hotel you stay in?
Again, Kilan?
Where was the last hotel you stay in?
Is this question in the present or in the past?
Where was the hotel you stay in the bus?
Okay.
You stay in. You stayed in.
Yes, stayed. This is not a did question. لا هذا السؤال يعتبر ممكن هو هذا ليش هذا السؤال يعتبر subject question لأن الطريقة العادية اللي هي which hotel did you stay in. لو كانت الطريقة بالنمط العادي هتقعد stay in the present, right? But in this question you have to change it. Do you get the idea?
Yes.
يسموا فيهم subject question. Anyways, you have to say stayed.
Was or where?
Yeah, you can't say stay. You have to say stayed. Let's write the answers.
The connection is you can repeat.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
Okay, my point, Abdurrahman, is that in this type of question, you have to use the past tense. For example, when was the last time you stayed with a friend? All these questions with was, when was the last time, where was the last hotel? These are object questions. الفعل جاي في محل المفعولية هنا. مش زي لما تسأل, for example, when you say where did where did you stay. لو مثلا قلت لك where did you stay,
yes.
هنا حنحطها في الطريقة المعتادة اللي نعرفها اللي هي الانفينيتيف, صح؟ لكن هذا سؤال نمطه شوية مقلوب مختلف. We have to use the past tense. وزي ما شو لأن واخذ نفس التركيبة حتى في السؤال الأول, وأعتقد حيعطيكم عليه درس. تكلمنا عليه في قبل الموضوع ده. I think we talked about this. Object questions. Did we talk about this? I can't remember. Maybe in elementary, maybe in pre-intermediate. نتكلم عليه الموضوع ده.
Okay, where was the last hotel you stayed in?
That's correct. It's like
it was 2 years ago.
Not when, where.
Where? Okay.
Where is?
It was in Istanbul.
Do you ever book flight on the internet?
No, I
book
don't.
flights on the internet?
No, I don't.
How much is it to rent a car in your town or city?
It's about 70 dinars.
70 dinars?
I think just imagine.
You're imagining?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you need to book a table at your favorite restaurant?
Yes, I do.
Okay. All right, so this is just practice for using verbs. Different verbs and how to use them is the idea. All right, so we can move on. And here it says, two friends from another country want to visit you. Write them an email and answer their questions. Where can we stay? How can we get there from the airport? Can we rent a car? What can we see into? All right, this is a nice question. So let's imagine that we have two friends. Okay, so you have, let's give them names. Okay, so we have Alejandro from Spain and who else? Let's find a nice name for a girl. and Stephanie from the USA, okay? So Alejandro and Stephanie are coming to Libya, okay? So where can they stay? Where do you think they can stay?
Mahari Hotel.
Okay, they can stay in Mahari. Is it open? Yeah, it's open. Mahari. Red Sea, it's open. Yes. Okay, so they can stay in Mahari. Where else can they stay?
Corinthia.
Corinthia, they can stay also in Corinthia, yes.
باب البحر.
Bab al-Bahar is also open. I think it still works.
They can
Of
rent
course.
apartment.
They can rent an apartment. Can they? Do we have apartments for tourists?
No,
I don't know, but
for maybe for a month.
Maybe
not
for a month.
week.
Yeah, I agree, Rashid. Yes. Maybe we have monthly apartments. If they're staying for a long time, if they have a, you know, if they're going to work here, if they work for a company or something, of course they would rent an apartment. But I don't think we have apartments for less than a month, right?
no idea. I don't know.
Yeah, because I think the foreigners who live in Libya or who used to live, of course, they stay here for a long time. They rent apartments. But I think for tourists, for a short time.
Or what?
Sorry?
Apartment.
Yeah.
The meaning. That's mean like a flat or.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same thing. Yes, apartment is the same meaning as flat.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes, here in Hoon there is no many hotels, and if a groups of tourists they come, they rent apartment.
For less than a month.
No, less than a month. Maybe 2 weeks or something like that.
And
Or maybe they stay for one. Some of them stay for 1 year.
yes. If they work there, they will stay for a long time, right?
Yes.
Correct.
I think we can say it's they are a tourist.
Yeah, they're not tourists.
Yes.
Foreigners who stay and work, they usually call them. There's a word, expats. They say expat. An expat is someone who stays in another country for a long time for work. So he's not a tourist because he's a worker. Or sometimes they say foreign worker, you know, foreign worker, maybe. Foreign employees, something like this. Okay, how can they get there from the airport? So for example, if they're going to Al-Mahari, Nijat, how can they get to Al-Mahari from the airport?
By get taxi.
By taxi, right?
If they have a friend in Libya, he will come and take him.
Get a taxi.
Correct. Both answers are correct. They can get there by taxi, so they can just pick up, they can get a taxi from the airport, and they can arrive to the hotel by taxi, correct? If they
Or
have
maybe
a friend,
ask people.
And maybe they have
in street.
friends, like Rashid said, maybe they have Libyan friends here.
Okay.
Or maybe they also have foreign friends, you know, from their same group, maybe other friends who live and work in Libya, and they can pick them up and take them to the hotel or to the apartment, at the flat,
Okay.
right? Can they rent a car?
Yes.
I think yes.
I think yes. In Tripoli they can. I think they can. Okay, let's think of tourism here. What can they see and do in Libya?
They can stay in a hotel because if they want to travel for another country, the thieves will take them.
Yes, so maybe it's a good idea not to leave the hotel, right? To just stay in the hotel until they can go to another country. Maybe they shouldn't come at all. It's not a very good time to come to Libya. They can just stay where they are.
Maybe they drugs dealer.
Yes, I think anybody who's interested in Libya now might be a drug dealer, or maybe
Yes.
or maybe even worse, and maybe he's a intelligence agent. Do you know what this word means? You know what this word means? Intelligence agent.
Yes.
What does it mean?
Like I think like spy.
Like a spy, correct? Yeah, an intelligence agent is like a spy. Someone who gets information and gives it back to his country, to his government, right? So
Yes.
in Arabic, what is it, Rashid? Intelligence agent or spy?
Jesus.
عميل سري.
I mean, jasus, yeah, استخبارات, right? Intelligence agent.
Why you use the word intelligence, doctor?
الاستخبارات يقولوا لها intelligence.
Not
مباحث.
the meaning of clever or
No. بصفة عامة الاستخبارات أنت الاختصار CIA Central Intelligence Agency وكالة الاستخبارات يعني في اختصارها CIA اللي هي Central Intelligence Agency. Intelligence Agency. So here intelligence is it has a different meaning from clever. It means gathering information, to get information. Okay, so here they just want you to imagine things that your friends, places they can stay, and things they can do. All right, so we can move on to our next exercise, which is a nice revision of Unit 8. So let's do the revision. This is more interesting, I think. Okay, now in exercise number 1, we want to use these prepositions. Here in the box, we have by, to, with, in, on, for. And we want to, and sometimes we don't want a preposition. So in some options, just nothing. Okay, no preposition. This is one of the options. So you can see number 1 and 2 are examples. Number 1, it says, we travel by public transport. So this means we travel by bike, by car, by taxi, by bus, by train, by plane. And we go sightseeing. We don't use prepositions here.
Yes.
Okay, what about number 3? What do we
Go
use?
to the beach.
To the beach.
That's correct. We go to the beach. What about number 4?
Go on.
Go on.
Go on.
That's correct. We go on a boat trip. Number 5?
Go for.
Go for.
Correct. We go for a walk. Number 6? We
Nothing.
Rent a car.
Nothing.
We rent a car, so we don't use anything here. Nothing. We stay.
In.
And
Correct. In a hotel. We stay.
With.
Correct. All right. So here it's a sort of optional question. Think about the last time you went away for the weekend. What did you do? I think I don't know who went away last weekend, or at the weekend. Did you go away for the weekend, Samiha? Last weekend?
No.
No?
I think only the electricity.
Only the electricity. Okay. Yes, that's the only thing that goes away for the weekend. No one else goes away for the weekend now, just the electricity.
No.
And it doesn't go away only at the weekend. It goes at the weekend, in the morning, in the afternoon, at night. It's having fun. It goes on. It goes away and comes back whenever it wants.
Yes.
All right. So here, exercise number 1. It's just a revision for prepositions, of course. Okay, we can move on to exercise number 2 now. So in number 2 here, they want you to make questions with these words. So the words are not in order. We just want to put them in order and maybe ask each other these questions. Okay, so the first one is, where can I get a bus to the airport? Let's see. Hannah, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, can you do number 2, Hannah?
Can I find a hotel room for under 30?
Correct. That's correct. Can I find a hotel room for under $30? Can I find a hotel room for under $30? Good. Kilani, can you do number 3?
Which musician
Museums.
museums? Yes. Which museum can I visit for free?
Good. Number 4, Rashid.
Where can I buy some nice presents?
Presents. Right? Where can I buy some nice presents?
Yes.
Okay. And the last one, Najat.
Where can I get a really good pizza?
Okay. So who can answer Najat? She wants to know, where can I get really good pizza? Who can help her?
I can.
Okay, where? Rashid.
Pizza Forno.
Which branch is the best?
Pizza Smoky.
Smoky. You like smoky, but I mean, which branch? Which one? Because there are many branches, right? There's
Yes.
one in Ben Ashur. There's another one in, I think, Batata, and another one in Shara al-Jumhuriyya, I think, right? Which one do you think is the best, or are they the same for you?
I think it's the same.
It's yeah, I agree. It's almost the same. Okay. Do you know Pizza Forno, Najat?
Yes, but
You don't like it?
Yes.
Which pizza do you like?
Pizza Family.
You like
Close.
Pizza Family?
Yes.
In Noflin?
No, Highlanders.
In Highlanders.
Close.
Yeah, it was next to the bakery, right?
Yes.
Near Karakalla.
Chicken, you have to try chicken spicy.
I haven't
Nice.
tried it. The one in Noflin isn't. I think it's okay. It's not bad, but it's not very special.
Better than Pizza Forno because it's like doughy. عجينة هلبا.
You mean the dough? The dough. Which one has a lot of dough?
Pizza Forno.
Pizza Forno has a lot of dough, you mean? Or you mean the crust is thick?
And yes, and the taste is like needle milk.
What do you mean dough?
dough اللي هي العجينة نفسها. لكن هم عادة في البيتزا مالت اسمه فيها deep pan. النوع الغليظ يقولوا لها deep pan. So this means has a lot of dough. Okay. Okay, who can help me with this question? Can I find a hotel room for under $30?
Yes.
Do we have hotel rooms under $30 now?
Yes.
Where, Rashid?
Because $30. كيف نقول نضربها؟
Multiplied.
Yes.
Multiplied by, yeah.
Libyan dollar.
Is
Here,
how
180.
maybe 180, but I think the prices of the rooms change with the dollar, right? Or do they stay the same?
Maybe, I don't
with
know.
the dollar.
I think maybe they change with the dollar. I think, I'm not sure, but I think they change. So,
Everything it changed with the dollar.
yeah. So I'm sure even the hotel rooms, they will increase the prices, I think, right? But maybe not. I don't know. I don't know, to be honest. Okay, no problem. So these are just questions about, about travel or things you can do in the city. Okay, now let's go to number 3. Here we want to talk a little bit about comparatives. Okay, so Kinan, you can start with exercise 3, number 1.
Which country is smaller?
Okay. Number 2, Hannah.
Which compatly city is bigger?
Yes, capital. Which capital city, right?
Which capital city is bigger?
Good. Number 3, Samiha. Are you there, Samiha? I think Samiha is not there. Najat, number 3.
Which country is more expensive?
Number 4, Rashid.
Which capital city is more modern?
Correct. More modern. Modern. What does it mean, Rashid? Modern, when we say more modern. What do you think it means?
I don't know how to say it in English.
Okay, can you try? What's the opposite? Okay, give me the opposite of modern.
Libya.
Sorry?
Libya.
Libya is the opposite of modern.
Ask about capital.
Sorry?
City.
Yes,
Capital city. What's capital city? What's
capital like Tripoli? Tripoli is the capital.
Okay, that's what I understand. But
yeah,
just ask.
But here we're asking about modern. The word modern. When we say
like
something
new.
Like Paris.
Like new. Actually, Paris is not modern. Paris is the capital city. Dubai is modern. Yes. Dubai is a modern city. But Dubai is not the capital.
Yes, it's not.
Yeah.
Tokyo.
Tokyo is, yeah, you can say it's a modern capital. Yeah. You can say so. Okay. And the last one, Kilani?
Which country's football team is better?
Correct. Yeah, so number 3, it's just we only want to review comparatives, just a review for comparatives. Okay, so here we want to make answer the questions about England and your country. All right. Okay. Now, here we want to compare Libya and versus England. So all of this, in all of these questions are about Libya and England. Okay. So I'm going to ask you the questions, and each time one of you will give me the answer. Okay. Let's start with Hannah. Hannah, which country is smaller, Libya or England? Which country is smaller?
Libya or?
England.
England smaller than Libya.
Right, that's correct. England is smaller than Libya, right? And Najat, which capital city is bigger?
I don't know.
You don't know? You don't know if London is bigger or not than
I don't
Tripoli?
know the widest. Give me the kilometers. How wide?
London is it's maybe the second or the third biggest city in the world. It's one of the top cities in the world. It's very, very big.
London
Okay, London is
capital of
bigger than
Europe.
Tripoli.
Yeah. You know, London, if you want to go from the center, from the middle, exactly in the middle, and you take a bus and you want to leave the city, go out of the city, it takes about 40 minutes, 45 minutes in the bus just to leave the center and go out of the city. It's huge. It's very, very big. And it's divided into zones, zone 1, zone 2, zone 3, maybe 4 or 5 zones. It's very big. Okay, so yes, London is bigger than Tripoli, correct. Okay, Kilani, which country is more expensive?
Libya.
You think?
England.
The same.
The same?
لما نقوله the same كيف يعني؟
You can say they are the same.
As expensive as Libya.
Yes, you can say that. As expensive as. Of course, that's not true. Libya is far cheaper than England.
Yes.
England is
Swiss.
very expensive.
England.
Especially London, very, very expensive. It's not cheap. It's expensive even for people who work there and they're paid by pounds. It's expensive. So if you go there with Libyan dinars, it's unless you're very, very rich and you have money abroad, maybe. But otherwise, it's not cheap. Okay, now what about number 4 here, Samiha? The question is, which capital is more modern?
London is more modern than Tripoli.
I think so too. And Rashid, which country's football team is better? This is easy, I think.
Of course.
Of course, Libya is
Of course,
better.
England.
Of course, Libya is better.
This comparison make me very sad.
Okay, let's leave this. This is a sad exercise, very sad exercise. Okay. All right, let's go to number 4. I think it's a bit happier. There's no comparatives, so we're going to cancel comparatives now. Number 4, it says fill in the gaps with the infinitive. Okay, this is fine. So we have 2 options. You can use the infinitive directly. So if you want to use the infinitive directly, that's okay. If you want to use the infinitive with 2, it's also okay. These are the 2 options we have. Okay. So let's start with, okay, Samiha, you can start first. You can do I'll read the first one. What do you want to do tomorrow? Okay, so Samiha.
Please again, Doctor, I can't hear.
Okay, the question here, what they want in number 4, they want you to use infinitive or infinitive with 2. And in the brackets, they give you the verb that they want you to use. So sometimes you use it directly, but sometimes you have to add. Sometimes you have to add 2. So
I'd like go shopping in town.
Okay. Do we say go shopping? Do we say I'd like go shopping, or do we say I'd like to go shopping? Which one? Do we use 2 or without 2?
I think without go shopping.
Okay. What do you think, Kilani? Do we use 2 or without 2?
2.
Okay. Why? Why do we use 2? It's correct. We have to use 2, but why?
I'd like and what is 2?
Yes, with verbs like
Because like.
Because of like. If you use like,
Like
Yeah.
I
so.
like to.
Yeah, like, love, hate. We usually use to after them.
To.
Yeah. So I'd like to go shopping. I'd like to go. All right. Next one, Hannah. Can you do the next one?
We did that last weekend. I'd rather go.
So no to.
Yes.
Correct. I'd rather go. Very good. Okay, Rashid, number 4.
Okay, let's do that.
So you don't want to use to.
Yes.
Correct. Okay. Kidani, what about number 5?
Where would you like to go?
Mhm. And Najat, next one, number 6.
Can we go to Angel Beach? It's really nice.
Okay. And the last one, Samiha.
Yes, good idea. Let's go there.
Right. Okay. Okay. So let's practice this conversation. So Hannah and Rashid, you can do this conversation. Hannah can be A, and Rashid, you can be B.
Okay. What do you want to do tomorrow?
I'd like to go shopping.
We did that last weekend. I'd rather go to the beach.
Okay, let's do that. Where would you like to go?
Can we go to Angle Beach? It's really nice.
Angel Beach.
Yes, good
Angel
idea.
Beach.
Let's go there.
All right, that's nice. Okay, Samiha and Kilani, you can do conversation A and B.
Okay. What do you want to do tomorrow?
I'd like to go shopping in town.
We did that last week. I'd rather go to the beach.
Okay, let's do that. Where would you like to go?
Can we go to Angel Beach? It's really nice.
Yes, good idea. Let's go there.
All right, that's nice. So this was from our last lesson. You know, it's
This is no rule, Doctor.
what do you mean?
For
No rule?
add to or not add to.
No, there is a rule. There's a rule. Here, there's a rule. It depends on what you're using before you use the verb. This lesson is verb patterns. اللي هو جاينا من 8.1. I think it's here. Let me show you which lesson. No, not here. It's 8.1. Possibility. 139 من القاعدة هذه. Let me show you the rule. Strange. Okay, let me tell you which rule this is. The idea here, Samiha, is depending on the first verb, this decides whether to use to or without to. So here, let's and can. Okay, So the rule is, if you use the verb like, you have to use to infinitive always, or verb plus ing. So you can say, I like shopping, or
Shopping.
I like to shop. I like playing football, or I like to play football. So you have two options. Whenever you use the verb like, الفعل اللي بيجي بعده verb number 2 ان انت ديما تخيليهم زي imagine it's a truck, زي الشاحنة بالجرار, you know? Imagine it like
Okay.
this. So let me put two boxes. So this is verb 1, okay? And this is verb 2. You get the idea?
Yes.
Verb 1 decides what happens to verb 2. هو اللي بيتحكم في الموضوع. So
Okay.
depending على اللي هو شنو انت استعملتي في verb 1 بيتقرر نمط verb 2. So if we use, وطبعا في افعال تعطي option واحد، في افعال تعطي 2 options. So for example, the verb like, the 2 options عندك only infinitive. You can only use an infinitive with 2. 2 plus infinitive, or you can use verb plus ing.
Okay.
These are the only things you can use with like. This time around حاجة تانية. Like, love, and hate.
Love or hate.
هيك طريقة استعمالها. But for example, بالنسبة للتعبير اللي هو I'd rather وإلا let's وإلا can، لأن هذول كلهم يعتبروا بالنسبة خلينا الكان ندخلها براحة. For example, I'd rather and let's, we always use infinitive only.
The infinitive only.
Yes. For example, can and can هي جاية من عيلة اسمها Modal Verbs. ما زالتوا في elementary ما أعطوكمش منهم كلهم. I think in maybe pre-intermediate we'll talk more about this. But can, it comes from a family which includes can, could, shall, should, will, would, might, may. All of these are from the same family. This family is called modal verbs. Modal verbs. هما verbs بس خاصين شوية, a bit different. Okay? These verbs, when you use them as the first verb, as V1, if you use them as the first verb, the second verb is always an infinitive. دائما اللي بعده verb 2 دائما حيجيك في infinitive. لاحظي
without to.
Without to. Infinitive without to. So for example, try to use can, could, shall, should. We always use an infinitive. You can say, I should finish this. I must finish this. I have to finish this. I need to finish this. I shall finish it later. I will finish it later, right? So
Okay.
anything after these verbs is always in the infinitive. طبعا الموضوع هذا الكامل اسمه Verb Patterns. يعني هنا أعطيكم منه مقدمة في elementary. في حصة أمس في pre-intermediate كان عاطينا بتفصيل أكثر. Pre-intermediate B نهاية الكتاب مقسمينهم. So later you will study this. الموضوع الرئيسي اسمه، لو حتى تبي تطلعي أكثر عن الموضوع مجرد تخشي على جوجل just search for verb patterns. Verb patterns. في حتى من فيديوهات اللي قدمها صفحة I've talked about this I think in 2 or 3 videos. I'll send you the links, okay, of the videos. نتكلم على الموضوع هذا verb patterns. So each lesson ممكن يبدأ يعطوكم منه مواضيع. Examples, I mean. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So number 5, it says, think of 3 things you would like to do tomorrow evening. Okay. Okay. Let's check. Najat, would you like to tell us about 3 things you would like to do tomorrow evening? What would you like to do tomorrow evening?
Cook dinner.
Okay, so you can say, I'd like to cook dinner. Or make dinner is maybe better than cook dinner. I'd like to make dinner.
And send some emails.
Okay, so you want to also send some emails.
It's important. Now I send it during the lesson.
Okay, that's not very good, but okay.
Sorry, but I have.
Yeah, okay. And what else would you like to do? Last thing.
I can check check the house, the flat.
Okay, maybe clean the flat, right? Okay. What about you, sorry, Hanan? What would you like to do tomorrow evening?
I'd want to go to the bank.
Okay, you want to go to the bank. Can you go to the bank in the evening?
لا مش evening, morning.
Okay, so you can talk about the morning, no problem. You can say I'd like to go to the bank in the morning.
I'd like to visit my sister. I travel. I watch TV.
And you can say I want to watch TV, or I'd like to watch TV.
I'd like to watch TV.
Right. Okay. Nice. And Abdurrahman, do you have any plans tomorrow evening? What would you like to do tomorrow evening?
I'd like to play football. I'd like to watch TV. I'd like to go to the friends. I'd like to study. Just.
Okay, sounds good. Rashid, what do you want to do tomorrow? What do you want to do?
I want to wash my mom's cars. And I want to watch my series. And I want to play with the computer.
And you want to play video games, you mean?
Yes.
All right. Yes?
I want to ask.
Sure, go ahead.
This is a plan for tomorrow, or something I love, or I would like to do.
No, it's just something you'd like to do. It's not a plan, because if it's a plan, if it's a definite plan, you're not going to. I'm going to clean the house. I'm going to.
What you would like for tomorrow evening?
Yeah, it's something that you think would be nice. So when we say I'd like to do something, it's not a plan. It's something that you think you will enjoy. Do you get the idea?
Yes,
it's something that you think it's a bit like wishing in a way. يعني ماذا بيا لو نقدر ندير الحاجة دي حيكون كويس حيكون جو. This is the idea. This is what you mean.
الفرق بينها لو قلت I like.
No, I like تدري أنت بصفة عامة تدري على حاجة توا. When you say I like ice cream هذا مش مرتبط بزمن. I like ice cream. هذه بالطبع. You always like ice cream. So I like ice cream in general. Or I speak English in general. But I'd like to infinitive. I'd like to infinitive. This is a bit like a plan.
لما أنا عندي حاجات ندير فيها كل يوم تاب مثلا
لو ثابتة
I'm going something هيك.
No لو الشيء ثابت مش هتتكلم عليه في المثال هذا مش حيمشي لأن هذا بيكون روتين أو الروتين يستعملونه في present simple عادي اللي هي مثلا
مرات نديره مرات لا يعني واجب يعني أنا المفروض إن نديره.
ما يمشيش في المثال هذا مش حيمشي لأن هذه حاجة ماذا تود أن تفعل مساء الغد لو الترجمة الحرفية من ترجمة ماذا تود أن تفعل حاجة في خاطرك تديرها. So it's not really a plan and it's not really a routine. It's something that you think would be fun. هيك الفكرة حاجة تتوقعها هتكون هتنتج ببال ودرتها. اللي هي زي الأمثلة اللي مثلا قال راشد مثلا I'd like I want to wash my mom's car. I want to play video games. يعني أشياء يرغب في فعلها. And by the way,
يعني لو
I'd like to do
حتى لو ما صارش
something.
منه عادي.
بالضبط، حتى ما صارش مش هذيك القصة، لكن كان صار خير وخير. And this is different
Yes.
than talking about plans, because when you talk about plans, it's confirmed. So when you say, I'm going to travel next week, it means you booked your flight, you booked your hotel, you paid your flight, everything is ready. You took you know, a holiday, you're on holiday, you're not working. So this is the idea. Okay, Nujat?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Let's hear Samiha's plans, last plans. Okay, tell us, what would you like to do tomorrow evening, Samih?
I'd like to visit my aunt.
Mm-hmm.
I want to clean the house.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to make a dessert.
Nice, and I'd like to make dessert. What do you want to make? What dessert would you like to make?
I think cinnamon.
Cinnamon.
Yes,
That's very nice. I love it. It's good.
I will send you a piece.
Yes, please send us. Don't send the other students because they're on a diet, but I'm not on a diet, so you can send me.
Okay.
All right. So this is all for today. We finished, but let me very quickly show you the topic of, inshallah, our next lesson. In our next lesson, we will talk about present continuous. Okay, how to use present continuous to talk about something happening now. So I can say, for example, I'm talking now, or I'm waiting for your answer, or I'm telling you about next lesson. هذا يعتبر present continuous. الاستعمال اللي هو للحاضر للحظة. I'm telling you about our next lesson. This is an example. So we will talk about how to make positive and negative sentences with present continuous, and we will learn how to make WH questions and yes/no questions. موضوع حلو بسيط في present continuous، شبيه هلبة بالverb to be. هو I am a student, you are a student. يعني طريقة تصريفها مشابهة فقط مع إضافة الverb plus ing. I think it will be easy for you. Okay, so this is on Friday, Thursday. So I'll see you next time and have a good night.
Good night.
Good night.
All right. Good night.
Okay, good night. Bye bye.
Assalam.
مع السلامة.
السلام.
Thank you.
You're welcome.